And a lot of times we may feel so insignificant, we may think that we don't have a grand effect on the totality of things. I'm here to tell you, you would be incorrect. That is wrong.
Laughing at birds.
I'm here for a purpose, and that's to get you to wake up and smell the coffee, not be off in the clouds someplace. And when you feel anger or you feel something on your mind, you say so right now, here and now.
Had you been suppressing anger and...
Yes, since I was a kid.
But the character you play, that was a character that held in the anger too, and then suddenly would burst out into manic explosion. Well, was that you?
Yes, that was me. It was a part of me. I don't like to do that so much in films, but I don't plan it out that way. If it requires it, then I do it. But that was me. It's like a tea kettle. The water boils, and if there's no little hole in the top, the pot's going to explode. And I used to play characters where it was just about ready to boil, and then you see the explosion.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
I'm not saying it for a joke. It's very true.
You get nothing.
Do you want to go to war? Come on. Do you want to go to war? We'll take you to war.
Now look what you've made me do.
You have definitely one of those faces where you don't have to say anything.
You know how some people hide their shyness by being so aggressive, screaming and yelling?
You lose. Good day, sir.
I'm not telling you that he's shy, but that's the only way he knows to feel at home, is to be forceful that way. Because if you said, well, just sit and talk about personal things, then he would be nervous. But if he can grab the microphone or run up into the audience, then he would feel, well, now I'm doing what God meant me to do. And I'll get a laugh, and then I'll feel I've earned my dinner.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
But then there was a time when people said, I want a face that looks a little bit like me. And that's what I've got. A face that looks a little bit like them. I felt I could make someone else laugh. And that's all I'm doing now, is carrying on the tradition.
Alright, look, dude. I gotta get this off real fast. What I just did needs to go in a handbook somewhere. No bullshit. What I just did needs to go in a handbook somewhere, bro. This is how you deal with an asshole person and not lose your mind. I know somebody needs to explain this, right? This would have helped me out a couple of days ago. You have to get loud with them, but not so much that if they try to talk, don't talk over them, right? You gotta let them get their shit off because that's their deal. So, but you still have to try to explain yourself at the same time. I just to make a fucking appointment in this doctor's office, bro. All this shit that I said before applies. I'm not going into all of it again. Called back a minute ago to check and see if there were any cancellations like they told me to do. I get the lady I got the first time who basically said the doctor will do whatever the fuck he wants, right? Which, fuck that, but okay, whatever. We got past it. Tried that shit almost happened again today. Like, what do you mean you had an appointment? There's nothing in the computer. First of all, motherfucker, you were the one that made the appointment. You can't do that. That's what I wanted to say, because it's true. You made the appointment, jerk off. If it's not in the computer, whose fault is that? Mine or yours? Exactly. Moving on. I bit my tongue though. You have to. This is how you get through the phone call, man. I don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. I say, listen. Had an appointment. had to cancel it. Everything is booked solid, right? Tried to get an Uber there this morning, cost fucking $30, $28. Too much money and can't afford that. Person I talked to this morning, my friend, I'm not gonna give up who it is. We're not actually friends. I say that because she's fucking decent at her job. You get what I'm trying to say. So, without giving up the person that told me that so they don't get yelled at, I said, they told me to call back and check for cancellations. She goes, so what are you telling me? There's an appointment that is canceled and now you're calling about a canceled appointment. I'm like, no. See, if the problem is because she was so busy giving me a fucking attitude about the appointment that she doesn't know that isn't there, that she made yesterday, that should not have been made in the first place. We're not talking about that right now, but I can see how you would be confused as because she's still in yesterday right now. She heard my voice and that brought her right back to that fucking dickhead moment she was in yesterday, but I had to move past that. To get over is the only way. So I'm like, no, dude, listen. I usually go to Tom's River, right? That's my fucking place. I'll cut the name out later. She says, that office is closed. I go, okay, for like what? The corona? Like ever? What are we talking about? Like, no, for good. I'm finding out about this right now. This is the office I've been going to for fucking like 5 years. And I find out over the phone, casually, aggressively, I should say, arguably it's aggressive, that the office is closed for good now, never coming back. There ain't no coming back. That's it. And they're moving locations. But I'm the asshole for not knowing this. I don't work in the fucking office, you see. I don't answer the phones. I don't type on the computers. I don't book patients. I don't write prescriptions. I show up with my insurance cards. I sign my fucking name. The doctor comes in. I go over my list of problems. They ignore most of them. They write me a prescription. They send me home. I go to the pharmacy. I pay for it. I pick it up. I go home. That's my contribution. The rest is up to you. I shouldn't need a fucking company newsletter to know that the place I'm supposed to have an appointment at is just closed for good because you just feel like shutting it the fuck down. Who operates like this? I don't know. I guess getting your name in the paper is not as expensive as it used to be. I'll jab you again. Right? Anyway, fucking, I say to this lady, dude, I didn't know that place, I didn't know Tom's River was closed. She's like, yeah, for good. It's not open no more. You go to this place instead. I go, alright. I didn't know that. She's like, okay, because you confused me, because you're telling me two different things about a canceled appointment, and now this is the crucial part. You got to cut her off, but while you have to do it, this is going to sound so bad, but people who are not stupid in the audience are going to know what I'm talking about. When a dog does something bad, right, rather than beat it, what you're supposed to do is use your voice and maintain dominance over the animal. It's the same situation, except it's not a dog, it's another human being. And you have to now turn the tables of the conversation and dominate it, but not in an aggressive way. Just loud enough so that they will hear you, because that's all they register. They don't register this volume right here. When you talk like that, they hear nothing. They only hear when you talk from like your fucking chest outward. But when you do that a lot of the time, people think they're getting fucking yelled at. So you have to be careful. I learned this shit. I'm learning this shit. Same as you, dude. So you have to turn the conversation to your fucking side. Now I gotta tell her, alright, my fault. I'm giving you two different stories at once. Keep in mind now, I've talked to two separate people though. One of them I see every time I go in the office. And the other one, I'm not sure where she is, but wherever she's at, I hope she stays there. Because I don't want to have to deal with this fucking lady. But something tells me she'll probably be in the new office that I'm going to be stuck going to, which is going to blow. But I'm... No. I don't know. This is somebody else. She's in the front, not the back.
Well, no, she's right by your sign-in sheet.
Yeah, then I think so. I don't know. There's... Yeah. Like, you're just a hormonal motherfucker. Just admit it. You got a chemical imbalance. Right? That's what I do. Be smart. Don't be a retard. You gonna take advice from somebody who slapped D Barnes? What's that? YouTube? What'd you say? I'm gonna copyright strike you. I don't think so, motherfucker. Stupid. Dude, this is what it is. You have to turn it to your favor. The conversation, turn it into your favor, and then you have to go. I'm sorry I didn't realize I was telling you... I didn't realize I was telling you two things at once. You have to take ownership of it, and at the same time explain this is not their fault, so that they don't get defensive, because that's what that is. She's defensive probably from being on the phone with old people all day. They can't hear shit, so she's got to scream and yell and repeat herself fucking 50 times. I get it. But, lady, read the room. Know your audience, okay? I hear you. I'm not deaf, as you can clearly see and hear. I hear what you're saying. Tone it the fuck down. Part of your job description is to be able to catch and release these feelings as you pick up and hang up the fucking phone. Come on. It's not that hard. It's difficult. It can be done. I believe in you. You got the fucking job somehow. You need to figure it out. Point is, now I finally have the appointment I should have had in the first place, which again means absolutely nothing. I'm still not seeing the person I'm supposed to be seeing, which more than likely means I'm going to get fucked. I'm accepting it. The CBD helps me enough that it's worth it. It's worth it to try to figure out. I'm telling you, the most difficult part is going to be every 3 months to pay the $150 for this fucking license. The rest of it, I've been thinking about it all wrong, dude. If you think of the medical weed in terms of flower, of course you're not. You're not going to have enough. There's not going to be enough to stretch out for an entire month. But if we got topicals and edibles, that would be something I could administer throughout the day, which would make it arguably easier, make it last longer, ultimately healthier for the lungs to do it that way. So, you know what? I'm accepting it, dude. Whatever happens, let it happen. I'm tired of these people treating me as if I'm getting a fucking free ride to walk into that office, dude. As if I'm not paying every single day for the fucking right to take this goddamn medication. If they can't understand that, then I'm in the wrong fucking place, dude. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And I have to, as difficult as it is, I'm gonna have to find a fucking better doctor. Because the convenience part of it isn't convenient anymore. If they're just gonna jerk me around and do whatever the fuck they want. If that means I have to catch a bus fucking an hour away, 2 hours away, then that's what I gotta do. Why not? If I'm gonna be spending money anyway, what the fuck is the difference? Because it's not like I'm saving. If I saved all the money that it costs for a medical license and for the weed, we would have a fucking car in the parking lot right now and we wouldn't be talking about transit buses. But I don't save it because I can't. So what's the difference what it goes on? It would arguably be better for it to go on weed, food, and shit like that than fucking pills. It's not that the pills are so much fucking money, dude, but a lot of bullshit goes along with them. You can't eat. I can only eat certain times because I have to make it last as long as I can. It fucking sucks. There's a lot of trade-offs that go along with it. Wouldn't have to worry about. Not to mention the biggest fucking bonus of all is that there's not constantly somebody going, maybe if I feel like it, you can have this thing. If I feel that you deserve it. Right? Depending on what my mood is. Bro, my pain doesn't take a day off, dude. I don't get to decide today's gonna be a good day or today's gonna be a bad day based on how the fuck you feel, for one. And for two, how much of a people person can you really be if you're in pain, man? How am I supposed to, in order for you, I said the other day, I don't think it's impossible for you to be able to show somebody that you're in pain. Maybe it's not 100%, but you should be able to tell by my demeanor and my mannerisms, dude. Am I in pain or am I bullshitting? Obviously, if I'm in a fucking bad mood and I'm moving around in my goddamn chair all over the place and I can't sit still, something is fucking happening. You can clearly tell the difference between somebody that's uncomfortable and somebody that's nervous because they're looking to fucking score. Big difference between me and those fucking people. But you can think whatever you want. You know, one of the scariest things, and I'm just gonna say this and I'm gonna fucking end it because I don't want to obsess about this all day. But one of the scariest things in my fucking life was going in front of a judge, right? Having my life be put in the hands of a fucking stranger who doesn't know me, has never had a conversation, doesn't know shit about me, looks at basic information on a piece of paper and makes a choice based on exactly how I look, whether or not I have a suit on. That's a scary thought, right? Why the fuck would I then sign up to do that very same exact thing every fucking month? The only difference being, instead of maybe going into a cage with other people who are really at fucked up points in their life, this will land me in a fucking hospital or just in a ridiculous amount of pain. Like I can't function. It's a different kind of prison, man. I don't understand if the fucking if the MVC can give me a handicap placard that lasts for 2 fucking years, why do I gotta go in every month as if my situation is gonna change? Like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and be fucking normal? It's not gonna happen. I have a cane in the goddamn closet. That's not in there for show. You know what I mean? Like, so what are we doing here? This is ridiculous that I have to put myself up to this level of bullshit every month. You know, it doesn't make sense. You wouldn't do this. Nobody in their right mind would do this in any other situation in life, bro. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have to go to a doctor to make sure that you actually need medicine. That's not what I fucking mean. What I mean is the maybe we'll do it if we feel like it attitude. Maybe we won't. I already said 100 times. I'm not going to say it again many more times after this. My pain don't take a day off. No matter how the fuck I feel when I wake up in the morning, when I walk out my door, policemen that drive around, and detectives, whoever the fuck else, fire marshals, whoever needs to be involved, EMTs, they all know they're all placed around different areas because when I walk out my door, I'm expected to behave like a civilized fucking person. And if I don't, a person from one of those groups, if not each of those groups, will fucking come and get me in one capacity or another. That's the facts. So no matter how I feel, how much pain I'm in, how bad I feel, how angry I am about it, I can't walk into your office and treat you like a piece of shit because I don't feel well. You wouldn't accept that. You would say, I'm not gonna allow this behavior. You will not speak to me this way. You can leave, right? Why is it not the other way around too? You're a doctor. You got into the fucking field to help patients. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I should have the fucking ability and the right to find somebody who fucking will do it. It shouldn't vary based on your fucking mood. It's ridiculous. And I know none of this would ever hold up in court, obviously. It's all hearsay if it came down to it, but we all know the fucking gray area that I'm talking about. Oh, maybe you don't. Hopefully you don't. Still. We'll see what goes on tomorrow, I think. Pretty sure. I don't remember now. I know the time, I forgot the day. Which reminds me, I should set... Yeah. That tomorrow, right? Alright. Yeah, no, it is. It is. I'm setting my thing. So I should be there. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? I'm gonna do this right now so you can see. Yeah, Wednesday. I should know because the podcast comes out on Saturday. Wednesday. Okay, yeah, the 9th. So that means I should... Really, I should be out the door by 10 at the latest. Because it could take... It's gonna take 2 hours for me to fucking... Wait, no, I'm not going that far. I'm going downtown. Should only be an hour, but still. Just to be safe, I'll set it for like 10. So it gives me 3 hours to get there. 4 hours. Because by then I should be in the building. Have it set, ready to go. And, you know, whatever. I'll look up, I'll put it in my maps. I said here before, I used to take the bus all over the fucking place, dude. I've been a lot of places. I took a Greyhound bus from Newark to Florida by myself, dude. Just a fucking CD player, batteries, book bag, change of clothes. That's that. I can handle a 2-hour bus ride to go to a fucking dispensary. That would be amazing. I'm excited. I would rather wait. To be honest with you, it would be better to wait just the 2 months. No. October, November, December, January. 5 months maximum. It would be better to wait the 5 months after the vote this November, which you should get out and vote. I don't care who you vote for in the election. Democrat, Republican, Trump, Biden, third party, Libertarian, whatever the other situations are. I don't care about any of that. If you're a citizen in the state of New Jersey, they're going to have a question on the ballot to amend the Constitution to allow legalized marijuana for recreational use for persons 21 years or older. None of the details are worked out, and it's a terrible law that we should not pass into office. But it's literally the only option they're giving us, dude. It literally is the only one. So we don't have any other choice. They're being very vague for a fucking reason. I'm gonna put my long sleeve on. I wanted the other hoodie, but I don't have it. Check it. I'm gonna pull this out every time, dude, so you can see it. Why fuck around? They're going to have a vote in November to amend the Constitution, saying that they'll be allowed to sell marijuana basically wherever tobacco products are sold. If that's still the law as the last time I read it. A something, 2, whatever, I don't know, letters, numbers, I don't remember the name of it. I don't know exactly when. It is in November for the election. Even if you don't vote for a fucking presidential candidate, who cares? I mean, this is more important. At least we can change it on a local level. Outside of the president, right? Think about this. I got a charge for 3.5 grams of weed. That's not shit. That's an eighth. That's dog shit. Nothing. You find that at fucking in the couch cushions after a house party. 13 years later, going on 14 years later, still can't put my name on a fucking lease, dude. Still can't do it. We can change that. This law is open-ended, and that's really bad, but that also, it gives us the opportunity to shape it. Because they're not coming directly out and they're not saying no cultivation, that doesn't mean we can't. If you have a medical license, you should be able, I think fairly, you should be able to cultivate 2 plants at a time. I don't think that's outrageous. I think that's reasonable. You would still have access to medical grade marijuana out of the dispensary. Topicals, edibles, cartridges, flour, right? I mean, even if you wanted to go as far as dabs and wax, even though I understand, let's not get crazy. I understand why the government wouldn't necessarily want to co-assign wax and dabs. So let's not get fucking nuts, okay? Baby steps here. I'm saying, dude, you can't, nobody starts out with Mad Dog 2020 right off the bat. You can't do it. You can't do it. 2 plants is not unreasonable, but it's probably not going to happen. Best case scenario at this point, if this gets voted yes, legalized, they'll sell it wherever cigarettes are being sold outside of the districts that don't want it. There are a lot of places, believe it or not, around here that don't want weed because they think apparently it's much more classy to have a drunk stumble down your block in the middle of the night than it is to have a couple of fucking casual weed smokers stay to themselves in a couple of hoodies and just walk by. It's much more casual to see people trip all over themselves and fight in the parking lot and throw up everywhere. Because, you know, I don't know who raised these people or who told them that that's is a good idea, but it isn't. Whatever. Everybody has their preconceived thoughts and notions about what they think shit is, but either way, you should vote. It will make it easier for people like me that, you know, I don't have a choice. I know if they legalized it tomorrow, the doctor would just say, well, I say you can't have it. I actually had to sign a contract that says I'm not allowed. Not allowed. A grown man, 36 years old. I'm not allowed to consume alcoholic beverages while I'm taking this medication. Or I could be put on a list and never prescribed medicine again. I had to shave, dude. Jesus. My face is getting all fucking itchy. never be able to be prescribed again. If I drink, dude. Yeah, they told me my nicotine intake from cigarettes came up in a drug test. They tried telling me, if you don't quit smoking cigarettes, we're gonna say that you have an addictive personality and you can't be trusted with your pills, which is outrageous. I've never done anything that would give them the belief to think such a thing. And then the speed thing, I did mention that in a separate video, from my inhaler. Not a fucking drug. And I know that because I heard about a hockey player off the Devils who got suspended by the NHL for using his fucking inhaler, and he popped hot for methamphetamines as well. And he got suspended from the league for fucking like 2 games, despite the fact that he had a doctor's note back him up and everything. Bro, it's real deal shit. It's real deal shit. But listen, I gotta go. My CBD should be here any minute. So what I'm gonna do, I'll finish out today. I know I have a couple of videos that were requested by a few people for me to do. I will do them tomorrow, most likely. Maybe I'll do one tonight, one tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. At the latest, they'll be up on Thursday. Before the next podcast episode, which already is up, I'm putting the finishing touches on the next one. And then I'm just going to release the one on YouTube as I can. As long as there's nothing in it that is going to give me an issue, I'll post it on YouTube for the people that do listen. But you'll get it after the podcast platforms and everybody else, and not all the time. Only sometimes. But we can work out. I got ideas for merch for the podcast too, but we'll get to that later on. I gotta pee. I'll talk to you later.